Hello, this is ASU SER401 Capstone Artifact Review number 1. My name is Gabe Alvarez. I am the team lead, and I will show my individual contributions right now. So as you can see it, can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. As you can see, I created the working agreements. So we have a purpose. The agreement here is to keep us organized, make sure everyone knows the role, and help us work together as a team. And so, yeah, we have our roles. I'm the team leader. Logan Ford is the knowledge lead. Our main communication is used on Discord. And our response time, we aim to reply within 24 hours to check Slack and Discord daily. Our sprint meetings are with Lavinia Wednesday from 6:30 to 7. Extra meetings are planned if needed. We schedule our Discord meetings through Discord. We agree on a time that works best for us. Either we talk about it in person in class or online. So we have an accountability section where everyone commits to deadlines. We expect around 20 hours a week to tasks related to this project. If somebody can't meet a deadline, then we let the team know and Lavinia, and we also suggest how to catch up. This is some other handling issues and expectations. But as an agreement, we all agree to follow this working agreement and adjust it if needed throughout the project. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the project schedule. So in week 1, we were introduced to this project. So in this sprint goal, we were finalizing the requirements to complete the onboarding, as there was about a couple hours worth of onboarding to complete, a lot of documents to read, NDA to submit. The next week was finalizing access to GitHub, familiarize Notion, Slack, and wrap up tasks. So as we met with Lavinia for the first time, not only were we introduced more of the project and answered questions that we had, we also got access to GitHub, which took a little bit. We got to familiarize ourselves with Notion, our main platform that we were using. The Slack as well. We have two weekly check-ins, and there's also some tasks on the activity board that Lavinia put that we wrapped up. Last week's sprint goal was completing the working agreement, which is what you just saw. The project schedule is what I'm showing right now, and the conception section in Notion, as we will show later. And finally, this week's sprint goal was the initial architecture sketch that Alan will show later in this video, and begin a basic integration pipeline. We haven't done that yet. I am sure we will get to that after fall break, if time permits. And this is the rest of the sprint deadlines for the rest of this semester. And I also have for semester 2, if things change, we can alter them. I also have a notes section next to them to make sure that if we're falling behind or ahead of schedule, I can put that under notes. And yeah, I'm going to pass it on to Alan. Alan, if you want to go ahead and show what you did.
Yeah, thanks, Gabriel. So this is Alan Mignot, and I will show my contributions. Just bear with me as I pull up Notion, which is where we can see my contributions. Can you guys see it?
Yep.
Okay. So here in Notion, we have like our team epic where we put a lot of our information in. And my main contribution to the preparation of the project was here in the user stories section. I started off some user stories with some descriptions, and later on as a team, we eventually edited these together. But just going into like what we want to do as a team, and my main contribution up to this point, as Gabriel mentioned, was the AI architecture. And in this architecture, it's just kind of laying out the design of what we want to do with the artificial intelligence regarding the project. So The way that the architecture works is that the user gives a query, and that query is passed on to an NLP preprocessor, which interprets what the user means with their search that they want to make. And then that text is passed on and converted really to embedding by a language model, and which that will spit out a vector, which is a vector representation, which is compared against the vector index that has connectivity to the QX offline database, which is the software that people will search to learn different things, like in offline areas where they don't have internet access. And then after the most accurate results are returned, that will be displayed in the app. So that's the way that the architecture is supposed to work. But as we start implementing things, we might, as a team, need to adjust things. So we can just come into here in Notion and make any adjustments if we need to. But yeah, so I'll pass it off to the next person. Matthew, would you want to go next?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I'll stop sharing.
All right, so what I've done so far is mainly set up the environments that we need in order to test out our code. And so I have this file right here, so the Android Studio setup. I've gone through all the steps that we need to take in order to set up Android Studio, which I have in here. And we can also generate. Oh, you guys can see that.
Yep.
So yeah, we can see Android Studio set up with Unicode in here, and we can build or generate an APK. And while that's running, I've also done some other things like taking notes of Java NLP libraries and Databricks, which we could potentially use in our project. And I've also tried setting up the TV box, but I've been encountering some errors, but I've been working with the sponsor in order to fix that issue. And that's what I've done so far for this project. I'll pass this off to Logan.
Okay. So for the project, I have done a bit of the prioritizing of what we need for the project. So there are some basic things that we need, like a light NLP model for being able to fit on such a small device, or like having the offline capabilities for the device, accurate results. Whereas things like support for languages and a bunch of users, like 10 users, and response times aren't as important, but they should be in the system before we make our final release. The could have is stuff that if we have time at the end, it would be nice to add, but it's not necessary. And then what we won't have is like an AI generated summary, like how Google has it now, where when you look up something, it gives you an AI summary. And then I also made the project constraints. I sort of like laid the base for them, and then everybody sort of like we finalized them. But we want our final result to be functional, user-friendly, and a well-designed search system for the Uni product. Our like minimum viable product should be like just like a search in Google. It's got to be like, but it doesn't have to be as fast yet or as good yet. It's just a minimum viable product, but that's hopefully our goal before the end of the semester, so that way we can come back after break and finish strong in the second semester. And then our whole team is going to work like 10 hours a week towards this, and our timeline is done next spring semester. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I can pass it off to Ali.
Hey, this is Katani. So this week I attended all the team meetings as we worked with Matthew on setting up the environment for our project. And my main contribution was making the burn down chart on Notion. Let me share my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah.
So as you can see here, we have the burn down chart for our sprint, and we also can filter it as what we want from tasks. Yeah. And that was my main contribution.
All right, sweet. I also want to add on the to the conception section. It was all of us. It was mostly a team effort that we got to do together. Just everyone did their individual section together. So yeah, that's all I want to add. But yeah, thank you, group. And that is our artifact one. I will stop recording.